Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, whenever you're watching this. Live. Let's go live. There it is. All right. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Let's fix this a little bit. There we go. All right. Two-hour delay in Charlotte. Yeah, you got some spicy weather moving through the Mid-Atlantic and Southeast. I guess it depends on where you're going from Charlotte. Charlotte looks pretty okay right now. It's probably flights going somewhere or coming from somewhere. Let me see something real quick. All right. Good morning. Let me check something real quick. All right. Yeah, there's some more chances. Like I said, models last night showed more chances for snow in the Mid-Atlantic about 7 days out. So we're going to continue to see chances. Unfortunately, this one didn't really get the tilt we wanted on it to kind of amplify deep in the low. So not super heavy snow, not as far north as you'd want it if you're up in D.C., Baltimore, Philly, New York, Boston. But it's falling here. I'm interested to see what snow... I mean, this looks like a very heavy band of snow right here moving through D.C. Is anyone out here? I'm on early. There's some heavy snow falling just to the south of Baltimore. Not in Baltimore, though. D.C., some heavy snow falling in here. Let's see here, precipitation type. Probably a little bit of mixing going on down in this area. Anyways, we will... Let me actually put this up here. Let me do this. Let's go back here. I can keep this up in the corner just so people can see. 1 second, guys. For now. We'll just put it here. All right. What's going on? Let's talk about all the updates. No video today. I was working very late last night, and I have to get back to work early this morning. So it was either get 3 hours of sleep and make a video, or get 5 hours of sleep and go live. I chose 5 hours of sleep. So, yep, that's what's going on. Let's talk about the latest updates. Here is, and I'll make this small. You guys can see where this is. Here's our latest snow projections over the next couple of weeks from the European model. Not surprising to see heavy snow that wants to move through the northern plains, upper Midwest, Great Lakes region, New England. Also wants to put some snow down through Kentucky, Virginia again. This is not counting this snowstorm. So up and down the coast, you can see the Euros thinking maybe some snow out there as well. So is a GFS. Thanks, Marissa. Everywhere but New Jersey so far, no. Southeastern PA hasn't gotten any snow. New York City, most of hasn't gotten any snow. Long Island hasn't gotten any snow. Boston hasn't gotten any snow. Most of Connecticut hasn't gotten any snow. Rhode Island hasn't gotten any snow. Southeastern Virginia hasn't gotten any snow. Actually, a lot of people in Massachusetts haven't gotten any snow. Promise you, you are not alone out there in Jersey. It's not that uncommon to not have snow in Jersey by December 5th either. So, but we do have some chances, more chances for you moving forward here. Bo, Marissa, appreciate you. What is going on? Thanks for that pin message, Marissa. So let's take a look. Some interesting stuff happening here. Let's take a quick look out again, and then I'll get to. Sorry, I'm covering Florida, but you can see what's happening down there. I will get to your questions in just a second. Here we go. That storm's going to move out. We've got another Clipper system moving. We actually have some snow moving through Minneapolis right now, but we've got a Clipper system moving up there through the Great Lakes region. It's going to put a little bit of snow down, activate some lake effect snow for lake effect snow areas in New England. Funnel. This moisture is going to continue as we go through the day to funnel across kind of the southeast down here and into tomorrow. Cold air continues to barrage the east. Another Clipper system moves in through the northern plains, upper Midwest, big snow potentially for central to southern Minnesota, Iowa, and then out there towards southern Wisconsin, Chicago. Maybe we get the snow down to Indianapolis. Maybe we get a little bit into Dayton, Columbus, but it looks like it's going to be northern. Right now, northern Indiana, northern Ohio, maybe a little bit over in southern Michigan. So I'll go over this storm's snow totals, but we could see some decent ones. Actually, here, I'll show you really quickly on our precipitation portal. So here's the latest. From Des Moines up to Mason City, maybe somewhere between 5 to 7 inches of snow. This is going to be our storm this weekend. Minneapolis in south, maybe 2 to 5 inches. Minneapolis and south here in Minnesota. Out towards Chicago. I think this is actually not accounting for, well, yeah, the snow starts to fall off a little bit, but a few inches out there towards Chicago. And then, you know, Indianapolis could get a dusting to an inch, maybe a dusting to an inch out there in Ohio. And then some good lake effect snow as that storm moves through. Now, after this moves out, there are some more chances for the east here we're going to go over as this moves out. Cold air continues to barrage the east. We get into early next week, and we just continue to get hit by Clipper systems because of this atmospheric river out to the west. So snow keeps flying out east, out through the northern plains, upper Midwest, Great Lakes region, and then out into the northeast. A lot of the snow tries to stay, obviously, to the north of the mid-Atlantic. And we're warming up a little bit along the coast here. Not much of a warm, but just a tiny bit. But this could be some more big snow again right here, potentially for Minneapolis, Milwaukee, maybe Chicago, Detroit. This would be a big storm for Detroit. Maybe Pittsburgh. We'll have to see. Syracuse, Albany, Buffalo, and then potentially some good snow out there. In Boston, if we can get the temperatures cold enough. Now, here's a chance right here. Now, this isn't crazy far out. 180 to 190, 180 to 200. So we're talking 7 days. Big Clipper system shows up on the Euro. The GFS sees it too. Wants to dive down, scoop up through the mid-Atlantic. Again, this is what you need. Another signal here. Does it actually happen? We know they're difficult, but you continue to see chances because you have a pattern that continues to support the opportunity. You just need things to play out the right way. But you can see what happens here. we're throwing this system down through the Ohio Valley and then potentially up through the Mid-Atlantic and New England coast. So we'll see if that confirms. Let me take a look at the GFS this time frame as well. There you go on the GFS. This is actually here. Let's go a little bit farther back. So the GFS sees something similar here. Storm system, cold air, snow flying out east, but doesn't amplify that trough enough. But then you can see what happens right after this, getting into December 15th, December 16th. Again, a big trough, low pressure system, moisture and cold air off the coast. It's a pattern that supports a nor'easter. We just need to, the timing needs to be correct with these types of things. That's why you really average one big nor'easter every couple of years, and it's been a little bit more than that lately. It's been a drought, but it'll come back. I think we'll get it this year, if not two. Carol, I appreciate you. Brett, I appreciate you. This would be crazy cold too. On the GFS, this would be record-breaking cold for sure. You can see these highs here pushing down, 1039 high, 1041 high. I mean, these are extremely high pressures. Lots of cold air sinking. This would probably set record temperatures across the east out here as we push into mid-December. Now the Euro wants to try to push us into a little bit of a warm-up. We'll see. This would be a mega snowstorm too. I'm not going to pay attention to the end of the run though. Let me get back to the Euro, and I'll get to your questions in just one second, guys. But the moral of the story right here is over the next 7 days, lots of clippers across the Northern Plains, Upper Midwest, Great Lakes region, Inner New England. Again, I showed you what the snow is likely going to look at. The Pacific Northwest is just going to be getting hammered by rainfall and snow at least through the next 5 to 7 days, we'll say. At least through the next 5 to 7 days. Tons of moisture up here. Low elevation rain, high elevation snow. The Rockies are going to get a good snowpack. At some point here, you can see some good snow likely falling through here over the next few days out there in the central Rockies, Utah and Colorado. Really quickly looking at our expected snowfall, we're just going to push out. We'll push out 10 days. There it is on the Euro. Not surprising to see all the snowfall in the mountains here. And then again, this is kind of the track our storms want to take right through here. This right here is obviously going to be more difficult, but there's both the European and GFS show I would say they each show 2 opportunities for a nor'easter. So we'll have to in December, you got to cross your fingers and just hope it happens. Hope you get that cold air and storm system linking up at the right time. But 2 more opportunities here, I'd say, within the next 7 to 10 days for a big snowstorm up the coast. Does it happen, or does the snow stay inland? We will see. We will see. I can't tell you this early, but the pattern supports snow through the northeast. And continued cold. Continued cold. I'm about to get to questions. Give me 30 more seconds. Outlooks here. Let's get into temperature. This is why you're going to continue to see chances along the mid-Atlantic coast in December. 6 to 10 day outlook, cold out east, hot out west. Okay. 8 to 14 day outlook, cold out east, hot out west. I mean, we've just been nonstop below average through this region. So 3 to 4 week, same thing. We're cold. Let's look at our precipitation really quick. If we have this updated, 6 to 10 days. I mean, this is a La Nina if I've ever seen one. Dry in the south, wet in the north. This is a La Nina, guys. This is exactly what you expect. 8 to 14 days, exact same thing. And we push out to 3 to 4 week. We still have this is really, really nice. This is what you want in the Northeast, especially in the Mid-Atlantic, New England coast. Above average precipitation and below average temperatures moving forward, still being projected by the Climate Prediction Center. So it's a good sign there. That's why I'm completely holding on to my nor'easter expectations this year. We still have the pattern for it. We still have the cold air that's expected to move in, and we'll still have the supply of moisture through December, and I think at least through the beginning of January. All right. That being said, snow's moving through the Mid-Atlantic. Obviously, snow's moving through central, southern Minnesota. A little bit's falling right now in Minneapolis. You got your storms moving through the Pacific Northwest. All right, I'm going to get to questions now. I don't believe we have any severe weather to talk about. I should probably double check on that, but I don't think there's any severe weather to talk about today. I mean, I updated my Discord, so I usually get a good look at that. Okay, What's going on, guys? Can I explain red, blue, gray lines? Red, blue, gray line. Where did I show red, blue, gray lines? Red, blue, gray lines. Red, blue. Here? Are we talking about here? We're talking about here? This is red and blue. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you can just simply look at the red and expect warm. The easy way is expect warm and cold, right? Red and blue. But typically your farthest southern blue line, your 540 millibar isobar line. This is halfway up in the troposphere. This is our 500 millibar layer. But the 540 line, that's typically the freezing line. That's where up here in the atmosphere, the temperatures are below freezing. They're below freezing. So difficult to get snow. But you can see we still have a little rain above this, right? Above the 540 line here. That's because it's probably slightly warmer at the surface than a little bit higher up in the atmosphere where this 540 line is. But this 540 line represents our freezing line. Okay? So once you get below this, you were just saying above freezing, at least in the atmosphere, below freezing in the atmosphere where you're going to start to get snow produced. Does it turn into rain as it hits the surface because it's a lot warm at the surface? Maybe. But that's all we're really... You don't really need to pay attention to many of the other lines unless you're looking for wind speeds. When you start to get some of these really, really tight isobar lines, when you start to see these isobar lines tighten up like this, you see how many isobar lines are here? You see how these lines are stretched out? Look how far these lines are away right here. You see how far those are? There's not a massive pressure change over distance here. Wind is created by pressure changes. And when you have greater pressure changes over a shorter distance, you have stronger winds. So when you see a collection of isobars here, very, very close, that typically means you're developing a storm system, and this is going to be associated with some strong winds and a deepening low pressure. So you can see the isobars get really, really close here. So not only do we have a low pressure system here producing some snow here on the model, this is out at what? This is Thursday, next Thursday. But we're likely going to have some pretty strong winds through this region as this moves through. So you can look at it for temperature. You can look at the lines through temperature. You can look at the lines for wind. That's basically all I'm watching them for. But yeah, you can see like if I push farther here, look how far these isobar lines are away from each other. This is a big ridge, big uncomfortable ridge. There's no wind in here. There's no wind in here. There's a 0% chance we're going to get any precipitation in here because there's no change in pressure. The change in pressure is so drastic throughout this distance here. You're not going to develop a storm system. You're not going to get any wind or anything like that. So I just watching the clumping of them. It used to be more important because back in the day they wouldn't show you the green and the blue on the maps, and you'd like meteorologists would like look at pressure changes and try to figure out where storm systems were going to develop, but it's not as important anymore. Central North Carolina, no snow yet. Yeah, I mean, you were never really supposed to get snow in Central North Carolina. It's northern tier North Carolina. I talked about it yesterday in my video, or I talked about it yesterday on live, that we'd probably have some mixing issues here. That this is the area you could get snow, but there'd probably be some mixing issues, and you can see there is mixing. Meaning you could just get wet rain or cold rain, sleet. I'm guessing they got a little bit of snow up in the mountains, though. I need a report from up in the mountains. What about Pittsburgh? People are asking questions about Pittsburgh. People are just saying states. I need to know your question. Yeah, it's yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, like I said, these isobar lines were a lot more important to pay attention to back in the day than they are now, but they still help. They can still help you with some things. I mainly look at them for wind. Is the blue snow on this? Yes, but not all of this blue is reaching the surface. So especially because you can see we have some dry air punching into this system. So you may have, it may look like it's snowing here, and it may actually not be snowing down at the surface. The snow might be falling in the upper atmosphere. Our radar is pinging off of these snowflakes in the upper atmosphere, but it might not be making it down to the surface because our radar doesn't scan the surface. Our radar scans the atmosphere above the surface. So where it is probably snowing is in these heavier bands. So I think you're probably getting some decent snow in Washington right now. You're probably getting some snow in Fredericksburg. You're probably getting some snow potentially out here in Denton, Georgetown, Salisbury. On the back end here in West Virginia, Oak Hill, Fayetteville, West Virginia. So where you see these heavier reflectivity bands right in here, that's likely snow. But where you see just a big blanket when you go to precipitation type, a lot of this, unless it's the heavier strips, like you can see, like the lighter areas of snow here may not be actually making it to the surface through here. Like, I don't know if you're going to be snowing in Lynchburg. Let's see. See, it's not as heavy precipitation in here, but you could get some light snow in there. Snowing from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I don't see any snow back there in Tennessee. It's snowing in Roanoke. Yeah, you guys got some light snow moving through there. It's probably moving out now, though. Let's see here. Roanoke. Yeah, you're about to enter a dry pocket on the back end, but still looks like you have a tiny bit of precipitation over your head there. So you might get a little bit. You might get some more snow for the next 20 minutes. Maybe some of this moves up to the north and tries to push through Roanoke. Still got another little band back here. Did you get any accumulation in Roanoke? What's it look like outside? I mean, the mountains of Tennessee could still be, northeastern mountains of Tennessee could still potentially be getting a little bit of snow, but not much. Is it going to snow in Virginia? It is currently snowing in Virginia. It just depends where you are. Is it snowing in Missouri? No. Berlin, Maryland. Where's Berlin, Maryland? I don't know where that is. Probably north, south, east, west. I mean, it says it's snowing in Berlin right now. What is this, Berlin, Maryland? It says it's snowing down here, but I don't know. You could be having some mixing, so. Please put a big umbrella over northern New Jersey all winter. You don't want snow. People are just naming random places. I don't know what to tell you. Logan, what? Logan, you could get some snow through Dubuque, if that's what you're asking. This Clipper system may put down a little bit, but there's a bigger storm system behind it coming in. So let's look at this here. Let's quickly look at our HRRR, just so we can see. Right here, we'll go to our. We don't have our 12Z. We'll go to. Here's what the 6Z thinks for snowfall over the next. We don't want the 7Z. We want the 6Z over the next 48 hours. So again, decent snow out here. Maybe up to an inch or two from central Minnesota south. Maybe along the border down here, you get closer to 3 inches. I think these totals are actually going to be higher than an inch and a half in Minneapolis and central Minnesota, just because of the snow ratio, and we already have a blanket of snow on the ground. Iowa looks to be pretty good, except for southwestern Iowa. Then a little bit of blanket of snow out here. The HRRR isn't seeing through this snowstorm, so this snowstorm is going to continue to move off into the east. If we actually take a look at the NAM, so you can see what the NAM does here. The NAM pulls this snowstorm way to the north and puts 8 inches down into Minneapolis. I don't know. We'll see about that. This is the NAM 12K. But this is the NAM 12K through 84 hours, so a little bit more snowfall down here through the Midwest, and then some good snowfall up here to the north, pushing out. So this would be through Monday morning. Good rocky snow, and then this little strip through the northern plains, upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and then inner New England. One second, guys. Let me check on something. Let me look at our GFS in the shorter range here. Yeah, I mean the euro and the GFS are agreeing on this snow track. Let me actually pull. There it is. Let me pull up the European AI. I haven't looked at the European AI snow projection here to see if it agrees with the euro and the GFS. It does. So this same type of track right here. There's European AI. There's the GFS. There's the euro. I mean, it just makes sense. Looking at our jet stream up here. Let's push back a little bit. You can see this high pressure ridge right here. Trying to push up into the southeast. This is going to allow our jet up here to move in over it and scoop down through the east. This is what's providing, and then this is kind of your atmospheric river that's pumping storms into the Pacific Northwest. So you've got a supply of moisture funneling into extremely cold air. We still have stratospheric polar vortex diving down into the east. That's why we're going to have a very below average December out east, potentially a record-breaking December for some out east, cold temperature-wise. You got another high pressure up here too, so this is just a ton of funneled moisture up into this region. And that's why all of our snow maps look like this currently. Do you think Dallas is getting snow this year? Yeah, I think Dallas will get some snow this year. Yeah, I do. I do. What's going on, Emmanuel? They messed up having school here north of DC. Is it snowing there? Do you think Little Rock will get snow? The end of December, there's signs at the end of December, I'm talking like after Christmas, a ridge potentially trying to build out here. It could be even earlier, but a ridge trying to build out here. And if that happens, you could get one of those classic midwinter storms that dives down through here and then up. You know, you get these sometimes that put snow through this region. There's an opportunity for that, I think, late in December or early January for this region here. So just based on what we're seeing in the medium to long range, I would think Dallas and Arkansas at least have a pretty decent chance. But, you know, it's hard to tell. I'm not trying to predict where snow's going to fall 21 plus days from now. All I can look at is, you know, the pattern that's evolving. Good morning from North Georgia. Good morning. By the way, do we have any record temperature set today, guys? Let's see. We have record low highs today. Wow. Let's look at let's look at this actually. Let's go to the Mid-Atlantic. We have records out here in Virginia. Your guys' high out here is freezing. Look at this. Look at our highs out here around Philly. 28 to 32 degrees. So these are all record low highs that we currently have for today. Do we have any record lows out here? Down in Florida, the low, this is a record, the low is around 70 degrees in Tampa. That's it. That's an all-time high record low. I have a feeling we're going to get some more record lows out here, out east. Let me push forward a little bit here. There they are. Record lows in Michigan projected for Monday. Record lows up and down the Mid-Atlantic and New England coast here projected next Tuesday. While the West is hitting record high lows multiple days in a row. So we're getting hot records out west and we're getting cold records out east. And this is going to continue, I think, for the next couple of weeks of December. This is going to go down to such a cold December. Let me look at the climate reanalyzer. I'll get back to your guys' questions in a second. I was looking at this earlier. I'll move this over. Oops. This is I find this interesting though. So let's look at our last 7 days. Here's our temperature departures the last 7 days. If you are green, blue, purple, you're well below average. So this has been the last 7 days. I think this is going to be how the next at least 7 to 10 days lines up as well. You can see even pushing back 14 days are below average temperatures out here. So we've been below average for about 14 days now. Pushing back to about 30 days. This is the area that's going to end up. I mean, this area up here has just had a brutally cold end of fall and beginning of winter. Who in this who in my stream is out here? Michigan, Eastern Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, and then the Mid-Atlantic up towards New England. You guys have been below average now for 30 days on a 30-day average. If anyone out there tries to tell you it's been warm, they're lying to you. And it's going to get much colder. Your 30-day average is going to continue to go down. It's going to continue to go down out there. Let's look at our set. Yeah, I mean, even on, look at the 60. I mean, look at the last 2 months out here. If you're looking at the Mid-Atlantic, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Jersey, I mean, this whole area has been almost below average for 2 months straight, like on the 2 month straight average. It's not been below average the entire time, but it's cold. Went from 60s in October to low 40s and 30s so fast in November. Yeah. Am I saying it's -2 in Florida? What? Where's the snow? Currently out here. Currently out here. There you go. A little bit up here. A little bit out here. A little bit out here. Salt Lake City. I don't know if we're getting any low elevation snow in Salt Lake City. I don't know if anyone's in Salt Lake City, but this is probably just snow for the mountains. At least they're getting a little bit up in the mountains right now. I'm going to go to my winter panels really quickly and show you guys a couple of the possibilities over the next 10 days here. Can you guys see this? Is Las Vegas going to get any snow? No, I don't think so in the short term. You guys are looking warm over the next 2 weeks. Definitely been colder than a normal December here in Virginia. Definitely in Virginia, yeah. 14 degrees in Indy. That's pretty chilly. Thoughts on December 20th? Yeah, we can look at that in a second. I mean, it's going to be tough to tell. I could probably give you a good hint temperature-wise, but precipitation-wise, it's going to be tough. Really quickly, here's all the different possibilities the European model sees, guys. Over the next... Yeah, let's not even... Do I even want to push out that far? Or do I just want to push out 10 days and not get crazy? We'll push out here. We'll push out to like 10 days. So some of these look normal. I'm just trying to see if anything stands out on any of these European runs here. Because remember, we're just looking at the controller operational run when we're looking at the Euro. But some of these here, like this would be a big nor'easter if this run were to verify. The difference in all of these runs is they have different starting conditions. The operational or control run, the main run we look at, assumes a certain set of conditions and then plugs it into the algorithm, but it's wrong sometimes. And so you have other outcomes if one of these runs is correct on its starting conditions, you might see something like this. So, and you know, some of these do put big snow up there along the coast, but you would have to have the right starting conditions for these. This would be a big blizzard right there for the Midwest. Some of these show some big snow. That'd be a big nor'easter for the Northeast. But you can see the signs of coastal snow in a lot of these. Some of the snow gets pretty far to the south as well. Yeah, I mean, this is like coastal North Carolina snow, and this one that gets very far to the south and east. So mid-Atlantic snow in here, mid-Atlantic snow in here, mid-Atlantic snow in here, big mid-Atlantic snow in here. So, you know, like I said, this is why we know the opportunities are there. It depends. We can look at the GFS. The operational control run almost never gets the starting conditions correct. So one of these runs always ends up being more likely to occur, more likely to happen. Is the GFS seeing anything wild? Let's see. Some good snow along the coast in these. This would be a huge inner New England snowstorm right there. Gigantic. This would bury Minneapolis and Milwaukee. If that were to happen, absolutely bury it. This would be like a foot of snow for Virginia here and potentially Philly. A lot of these show another big snowstorm moving through Virginia, which is interesting. This would be a massive nor'easter right here if this run right here were to verify, and then some more big snow for the coast here. Some more big snow for the coast here. So there's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of possibilities, but we see the angle that our systems want to move. We can see the angle that our systems want to move in. If we fast forward here, you can see they're all heading out east. They're all heading out east. This isn't a December is not. It's unless you're in the Northwest or Northern Rockies. This is a winter for, or this is a December for the east for snow and cold. So even though you haven't gotten your snow yet out there along the coast, or you know, if you're farther in the southeast and you're hoping for some in December, you can't really ask for a better pattern than this. Just a barrage of cold and moisture out there. Now, you'd like a negative NAO to set up so that we stop getting as much clipper action and we get a trough that dives and scoops moisture off the Gulf and then pushes up the coast, because that's when you get that classic big nor'easter. But again, you kind of see the opportunity here, especially as we get out towards the 12th time frame. You see an amplified trough trying to dig, and then we push out a little bit farther here, and you get another very amplified trough out towards the 15th and 16th. So, not a bad look moving forward. Long Island is never getting snow again, is it? Long Island will get snow. I mean, you guys got snow last year. You guys get snow almost every year. I think you'll hit your above average snow this year, though. Why are they all coming over Ohio? Yeah, Ohio's in a pretty good spot. Especially central to northern Ohio is in a pretty good spot for snow here. What did Ohio do? Yeah. South Carolina's tough. I mean, the southeast, weak La Niñas do not love this region. They don't. Weak La Niñas don't love this region in particular, or this region, for cold and snow. I need to move from central Ohio to South Florida away from the cold and snow. It did snow in Miami, and I think, what was the year? 1989? 1978? They got a few inches of snow in Miami. 14 here, wind chill -10. Really? Oh my gosh. What's it here? We're not even that cold here. It's 22 degrees here. We've got some heavy snow falling outside, though. What's our wind chill? Wow, it's not even that cold here. It's 22, wind chill 18. That's actually not that cold. Uh, 70 in Ocala, Florida. Nice. Massachusetts, this is a really great pattern for you guys as well. I mean, I could just draw an arrow. Look, a lot of these storms over the next couple of weeks are going to go like this. And there's an opportunity for one or two of these storms to go like this. Okay? Now, this one right here, I would say there's the opportunity for one or two storms over the next days to follow this one. This right here gives you coastal snow. This one here puts snow down, maybe even through Charlotte, like this. Obviously, this one up here gives you snow up through this region. So, and we're going to have 5 or 6 of these over the next 10 days. So, you know, confidence in the snow up here is obviously very big. We're going to have 1 or 2 chances here for snow, I think, from Charlotte to Boston. Definitely in December. Maybe 3 chances in December. Especially you see the 12th to the 16th time frame. There's an opportunity around the 11th, 12th. Originally, I was thinking like the 9th through the 12th. Say the 10th, 11th through the 12th, and then out there the 15th, the 16th, where we get two of our jets trying to amplify. And if they can dive a little, even if they can dive a little bit farther down here, they're going to pull a ton of moisture and a ton of moisture up the coast and be interacting with that cold air. So, Sadie, what's poppin'? Can you change the pattern to no snow all winter and no cold for Ohio? Tufts, you don't like snow? Come squirrel, Marla. I appreciate you. Oh yeah, around the Emmanuel. Listen, let's just go out in La La Land, Emmanuel. If you believe the Euro, it's super hot and rainy on the 20th. I don't really think that's gonna happen. Not that it couldn't. I don't think the pattern supports that right now, but or at that time frame. I'm more inclined to believe if we are going to look out into La La Land, I'm more inclined to believe the GFS right now, that we'd maybe have some sort of zonal flow and moisture out in the region around that time frame, but it's tough to tell. I don't think you're going to be sitting well above average. Not that it couldn't happen, but climatologically speaking, Indianapolis looks pretty cold throughout the rest of December. You're going to have 1 or 2 brief warm-ups, maybe a 1 to 2 day, a 1 to 3 day warm-up, but the average throughout the rest of December looks pretty cold. So you'd have to be pretty unlucky to see a warm-up there around that time, or lucky, depending on how you look at it. But with the warm-up, you'd probably get the opportunity for some severe weather and rainfall, just because of all this cold air that's barraging us, or that's going to be barraging us during December. If you were to warm up, anytime you see this ridge, you start to warm up a little bit, it's going to be big snow. Holy crap, what happens out here at the end of the GFS? Can we talk about this, guys? This is far out, but can we talk about this for a second? What is this at the end of the GFS? Let's look at the 2-day. Huh. That'd be a 20th, 21st. But, you know, end of the GFS run, I'm not putting much money on this happening. I like the look of snow. I don't like going out in the snow. I love the snow, but yeah, the cold. It's just the cold. It's brutal. Yeah, that is pretty. Yeah, don't worry about what this looks like here. For us to start getting an accurate forecast, probably want to wait until like somewhere between December 10th and December 12th, Emmanuel, and then I'll start forecasting her birthday. Or else we're gonna get it all wrong, likely. I will say, man, and I showed this already, but above average precipitation. For anyone who just joined, there's our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, 3 to 4 week. It's cold out east, guys. But the amount of precipitation falling up in the northern tier states here, there's your 6 to 10 day, there's your 8 to 14 day. Such an active pattern up here. And this is extremely, extremely classic with the La Nina. This is exactly what you expect. Exactly what you expect. Huh. This looks like This looks like a negative EPO to me. Alaskan ridging. Interesting. All right. Oh, snow's flying just to the south of Philly. Maybe are you getting a little bit of snow out there in Atlantic City? Ocean City? All right, let me get back in here. Kentucky, central to northern Kentucky has some opportunities. Not too far in the long range to get some more snow. You can actually see right there, potentially a little bit early next week, maybe. We'll see if that verifies, and then you have another opportunity right there. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 chances for minor to moderate snow in Kentucky here over the next 10 days. We'll see how the pattern adjusts. But southern Kentucky might be tough, but maybe not. Maybe not. We've got the cold air that's going to continue to sink into the east, so I think there's going to be plenty of cold air moving through the next 10 days for snow opportunities in Kentucky. How bad will Texas get? Texas looks, I mean, western Texas is under a little bit of a ridge. You guys are going to be dry for a while. Let me go back to our give me a second, guys. Yeah, Texas looks pretty warm. Texas looks pretty warm throughout the rest of December, unfortunately. You've kind of got that cutoff through the Central Plains. Like states east of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and then eastern Nebraska looks cold, but western Nebraska looks warm. Yeah, I've been talking about that flip in January. So let's expect tomorrow morning my What do you guys think? Should I put out my January outlook tomorrow and then my Christmas snowfall, white Christmas forecast Sunday? Or should I do it the other way? Should I do my white Christmas forecast video tomorrow and my January outlook video Sunday? Which one first? White Christmas or January outlook? My January outlook is I'm gonna let you know who I think has the greatest opportunity for below average temperatures and snowfall in January, and who has the opposite in January. Christmas, yeah, I figured. I'm more excited about that one, just because it's closer, a little bit closer. Yeah, someone said January. I'm probably gonna end up doing my Christmas forecast. Christmas forecast should be really outlook, but tomorrow, or it'll be uploaded tomorrow morning. I'll probably get up early. Well, I'll probably get up early, like I don't get up early every day. I will get up early, and I'll try to have that posted by about 7:30 tomorrow morning. Let you know who I think is gonna have a white Christmas. Woke up to 8 degrees in Rhode Island this morning. Yeah, you guys actually, I believe we were just showing this. I think you're in record low temperatures today. Let's see. Or at least the region is. I wouldn't be surprised if some of your areas said it. Max temp records. Yep. Let's look at New England. We've got max temperature records being set up here and through here. So we don't have a temperature gauge. We have one in Rhode Island, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're at your if you have your record low high for December 5th today. And then record lows today. Or is this already... Oh, no, this is already pushing into Saturday. So this is for tomorrow. Yeah, here, let me go back here. Let me go back to the 11th. There you go. There you go. Yeah, look at this. 13 degrees, 7 degrees up here along the New England coast, 9 degrees. What's your max temperature on the 11Z? Yep. So multiple days of record-setting cold up here in New England. It's not showing everything in records, but the majority of it's in records. Just because it doesn't have a square around it, maybe it could be you're tying your record, but a lot of you are tying or beating your all-time record cold for low temperatures and high temperatures during the day. So records. Did it get down to 2 degrees? What was your feels like? Our feels like in Minneapolis, was it yesterday morning? I think got down to negative 16. We got down to negative 11. I called that from a mile away. Our weather app said negative 6, but we knew it was going to be colder than that. We have snow on the ground that amplifies the cold. The weather app doesn't account for it. Like, these apps are so bad at telling. The app on my phone, it tells me it's going to rain when it's like 18 degrees outside. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand where these apps are getting their information from. And while there's snow on the ground already. Don't trust anything your weather app says. They're stupid. Feels like 5 today. Yesterday, the wind was negative 6. Yeah, that's crazy. Especially out there along when you're close to the ocean. Like, that's not too crazy in the middle of the country because the land heats and cools much quicker than water. So typically, the farther you are away from the ocean, the more drastic your temperatures can get, heat-wise and cold-wise. But to get negative feels like out here near the coast, it's pretty insane this early in the season. Really, at any time. Yeah, I mean, last year, almost the entire state of North Carolina saw snow except for basically Charlotte. Portions of central North Carolina didn't see much, a dusting to an inch, but I showed a map of a snowfall last year in North Carolina, and there was just a hole over Charlotte. Right here, we're taking a look at expected snowfall. So, Lisa, so if we just pushed out through this weekend, here's kind of our expected snowfall through this weekend. Uh-oh, here he comes. Fisher, do you want to say hi to the stream? No? You didn't want to this morning. Oops. Here's our 10-day forecast for snow. It's wild. Manus? Where's Manus, Virginia? Yeah. Manus, Virginia. Okay. I can't find it. They're saying 1 to 3 for northern Illinois. Not enough. Yeah, you looking at the short range? Here's the latest from the National Weather Service. Over the next 72 hours. Let me actually refresh it. So, now high end. Here's some of the high end totals we could see. I'm more inclined to believe the high end, by the way, up here. On the northern edge of these systems during winter. Why is my kid screaming? I'm more inclined to believe the... One second. Let me go tell my child to stop screaming. Anyways, like I was saying, once you have snow on the ground, a lot of that sunlight reflects. Your surface is very cool to get higher snow ratios. So it's been snowing all morning here in Minneapolis, and we're already likely going to get more snow than projected. And a lot of these models just don't account for if the snow is falling on top of it already. If it's falling on top of a snowpack that's already there. So when you take a look at a lot of this, I'm more inclined to believe not the high end, like we're going to hit that high, but I do think a lot of times it's a little bit more than the expected amount once you already in areas that already have a snowpack on the ground. So for instance, if I look here, Minneapolis, 2.5 inches over the next 72 hours. I wouldn't be surprised if we got 3.5 or 4. Might not, but a lot of times with the snowpack on the ground, you can get a little bit higher of accumulation. Upstate New York over the next 72 hours. Decent snow for everyone except for really the Hudson Valley down here. I mean, Albany, maybe a couple inches. Syracuse, 3 inches. Rochester, 4 inches. Buffalo, 4. Jamestown, 4 to 5. This is expected. Again, if you have snow on the ground out here, you can get higher totals in this. You can push it up maybe an inch or 2. Multiplier, Plattsburgh, not too bad, a couple inches. So, nice little chunk of snow up there for upstate New York. Not much snow projected down here in Tennessee over the next 72 hours. Guys, look at some of this. I'm sorry, I just have to enter. I just have to see this. Can you read that, guys? This is in 72 hours. This is in 72 hours. Oh, you guys, yeah, can you guys read that? Oh, almost 100 inches. Can I check Charlotte, North Carolina? Yeah, what do you want me to check it for? For snow? Not over the next 72 hours. There's a possibility you get snow out there over the next 10 days, I'd say, though. Baltimore and Maryland, it's not accounting for the snow that's falling now, but still thinking another half inch could fall into Baltimore and D.C. Maryland in general thinks another half inch could fall. Virginia, maybe another half inch over what's fallen. Atlantic City thinks you could get up to a half inch. Wilmington, maybe dusting to a half inch. So many close calls so far this year. Just need one to go my way. Yeah, but it's also early. A lot of times Philly doesn't see snow until mid to late December. That's typical. It's a little more frustrating when you get snow to your south, though, because you would think you're going to get snow farther up to the north where it's a little bit, where it's a little bit cooler. It doesn't hurt that you have some higher mountains up here through West Virginia, pulling some cold air off of them, so. Catskills through the Adirondacks. A few inches possible over the next 72 hours. Maybe more. I'd say potentially more if you're at elevation. Yeah, it's pretty cold in New Jersey. Let's look at our current temperatures. Let's see if this is right. Yeah, we're running northern Jersey around 10 degrees, southern Jersey around 25 degrees. So we're running for most of Jersey somewhere in the teens to low 20s right now. Very cold for this early in the year. Very cold. This is like January cold for you guys. And we're early December. We're 5 days into December. Pearly, can't fool me. I appreciate you guys. Pittsburgh snow. Over the next 72 hours, they give you a chance for about a dusting to a half inch. There's going to be plenty of opportunities for Pittsburgh snow over the next 7 days. You guys could easily get 5+ inches with the direction these Clippers are taking. So. Sounds like a heat wave to me. We were at 0 feet yesterday. I don't know where you are. It's not a heat wave out east. It's a heat wave out west, though. That's for sure. Rocky Mountain, North Carolina snow. I want to know from people who are up there in the mountains up in the northwest if you guys got any snow with this system, because I feel like some was definitely falling up there. You could see the opportunity for snow down there in North Carolina. Right here. if you just push out 10 days, you know, if you push out 10 days, the Euro is giving you the opportunity for 12 to 15 inches of snow in the mountains of North Carolina. We'll see if that happens. But the cold air is going to be out there. That's what's you know, the confidence in the cold air, it being cold enough up in the mountains to snow here is extremely high. It's going to happen. You're going to have cold air there. So just need a little bit of moisture to funnel through the mountains. But I think North Carolina mountains are going to do pretty good in December. Iowa City this weekend. The next 72 hours, you guys are projected about 4 inches on the high end. Maybe you see 6 inches. That's just over the next 72 hours. So now after that, I mean, if you want to push out about 7 days here, you want to push out about a week, Iowa City has the potential to see 9 inches to a foot. Let's go to Iowa City. So, not too bad. Not too bad. Like I was saying, guys, the direction that these storms are moving, you've got a atmospheric river funneling immense amounts of precipitation into the Pacific Northwest. I'm talking 15 plus inches over the next 7 days. Tons of snowfall for portions of the Rockies out here. Big flood threat out here, but this is feeding into our polar vortex air that continues to dive down into the east. So moisture feeding into cold air, you know what happens. So if we just get one of these amplified troughs over the next, 7 to 10 days, that pushes this snow line a little bit further south. You could also add some snow maybe into Tennessee, North Carolina, and then the coast. We'll have to watch it. The moisture supply is being supplied from the west. The cold air is being supplied from the north. So we'll see if we can get enough of a dip in our jet stream to push some of this snow a little bit farther south and out east towards the coast. It's possible. I'm 50-50 on it. All right, tomorrow morning, my White Christmas forecast will be out on my YouTube. I got to go, guys. I got to get ready for work. Long day. Sorry I didn't release a video today. It was a long day of work yesterday. It's going to be a long day of work today. But I appreciate you guys being in here. Mods, I appreciate you. If you guys want to join the Climate Crew, link to my Discord is in every single one of my YouTube videos and YouTube lives. It's awesome. Discord. Lots of weather enthusiasts in there. All the weather information you need. I update it every single day with snow totals, rain totals, temperatures, severe weather, earthquakes, fires, volcanoes, all the meteorology weather stuff. All the updates are in there literally every single day. It's updated every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. Yep. And I typically post videos every single day, 7 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, but it's usually 7 days a week. And I stream every day as well. So appreciate you guys being in here, and I will see you maybe later. Maybe I'll do an afternoon stream. It's Friday. Maybe later. If not, though, again, I'm going to be posting tomorrow. I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow morning and likely tomorrow afternoon since it's the weekend. Everyone have a great day, and I will talk to you, or I'll see you a little bit later. Peace.